Right, the new national chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council, Yusuf Dantalle, joins us now. He is also the national chairman of the Allied People's Movement. Thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations, of course, would be in order. Well, you scored 10 while Yabagi got 8 votes. Not exactly a landslide. First off, what would be your first assignment, with IPAC?
My first assignment will be to bring everybody on board to ensure that we embark on reconciliation so that we have the soul of IPAC matters. Because of the way the election came, before the election there were misunderstandings, and that put us to the position where before the election. So the first assignment which I have sincerely embarked on is to ensure that every member of IPAC come into the house together so that we have a full house, a complete house, a well-consolidated house that will deliver the dividends of democracy to all members of the family and Nigerians at large.
For some, watchers or distant watchers, they may not understand truly what IPAC is about. Yes, we know it's a lot of political parties in Nigeria coming together. But again, speak to us on how much of an effect IPAC has been, especially in our democracy.
Thank you so much. Every political party has its own ideologies. There are various constitutions, various manifestos. But IPAC is like the engine room, the bridle for all political parties. And as the name implies, advisory, what we do have no executive powers over the decisions of either political parties or INEC, but we advise on what we think should be better. And situations where we try to see that all political parties work within the confines of their constitutional provisions. When we see anything going wrong, we bring you on board, say this is what is supposed to be done. We call your attention to your constitution. Okay, and if there are crises within the party, so we try to, and we are called upon as IPAC, we try to see how we can bring the parties together to have a harmonious resolution so that it will not degenerate into court cases. So, and as a result of that, IPAC have succeeded in resolving so many cases that would have worsened in the past, and we are trying to do more.
Right, I mean, that's quite interesting. And I'm sure that IPAC, though you're an advisory, body, you're observing unfolding events in Rivers State and the consequences it may have on Nigeria's democracy. Where exactly does IPAC stand in terms of the best way to resolve the Rivers State crisis?
Thank you. You see, what is one thing, just like we said, we advise. We don't have executive powers. We cannot invoke anything, like force. We have to look at these things from the foundation of the problem. And the warring parties, if it's the APC or it's PDP, they are all members of the Inter-Party Advisory Council. And IPAC is not an opposition body, so you don't take side with anyone. So we look at the realities on ground and advise on the best way to resolve the problems. But one of the things you will have to look at too is not the symptoms of the problem, but the originality, the cause of the problem, the root of the problem. And why do I say this? If you look at what is happening in Rivers State, it's not about the electorate. It's about two individuals, the predecessor and his successor, that degenerated into a Rivers State problem. So, and why is this? Because the institution, the system have given so much power to individuals than institutions. So when we will have to work, now this is leaving us with the questions. How do we empower the institutions to be stronger than the individual as we have in the past? Because if the institutions are more powerful than the individual, it won't go this far.
Well, it's amazing. Sorry to cut you there. It's amazing to hear you say the other two parties,
members
the
of
APC
IPAC.
and the PDP are members of IPAC.
Yes, of course, everybody.
But they don't usually contest for the leadership of the...
They do. As today, we have a member of APC as the Deputy National Secretary. We have a member of the PDP, all members of the NWC as the National Treasurer of Interparty Advisory Council. So it's a holistic thing.
So now, let's come back to, you know, how political resolutions can come to play. Because talking about saving our democracy is one big issue. You said you're not likely to take sides. But again, is IPAC, I know you're just coming on board, will IPAC be digging deep as a matter of, you know, importance, you know, as first thing that you should be doing as the elected chairman of IPAC, looking at Rivers crisis?
When you say dig deep, I don't know what you mean by digging deep.
In terms of unraveling maybe the...
diving, because you just got elected. So we're asking if this is going to be like first on your plate to pick.
You see, I said something earlier, that when you want to solve a problem, you don't address the symptoms of the problem. You address the root of the problem. Okay, for instance, when we talk about conventional crimes like armed robbery, like banditry, so if the more you arrest, the more you kill, the more you imprison, the problem has refused to stop. So it means there's something fundamentally wrong that's precipitating this thing. And what is that? Maybe unemployment, maybe illiteracy. So now, if we look at the issue of Rivers, why do we have only two individuals? The Wike and his governor. That's all. No other, every other person or every other person that is involved in this is just an attaché. But the principal actors are the governor and his predecessor. So if we, no, excuse me.
Yeah, go
so
ahead,
if we must get this thing right, it's not, it's because maybe the Rivers own is so pronounced. Right. Even though we have these things almost, at least out of 5 states you have it, so, but maybe at a very moderate level. So if we have the institutions, maybe the strength of the political parties, if the parties are so strong, they should be able to be able to enforce, to be able to penalize its members the way it is meant to be. But where the party is handicapped, when it comes to punitive measures on any members, we have this kind of situations. That is what I mean by strengthening the institutions. And that can only happen when we look at the enabling laws and then do what is necessary. In other words,
you're saying this is not on your plate for now?
No, for now, no.
Okay, so, I mean, the PDP chairman actually made a statement saying that those who weakened the position of the PDP will be sanctioned. Just, speaking to the point you've made that the parties need to be strong. And Ganduje, the national chairman of the APC, only just made a statement, look, there's a need for political ideology and discipline within the parties. And I'm sure he's referring to his own party, the APC, and other parties. How important is this call for political ideology and discipline within the parties?
Thank you. This is one of the major things that, one of the focal points of my administration, because we need to look at the enabling laws to see how we can strengthen the institutions, so that we call attention of members to work within the framework of their constitutional provisions, not just the party provisions, but also the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That is one. 2, I have always said this before now. The remuneration of political office holding in Nigeria is outrageous. It exposes politicians to a lot of resources that most times they don't need. And when this happens, it will push you to do things outside the normal, because you have a lot of arsenals at your disposal to push beyond the legal framework. Today in Nigeria, I am sorry to say this, politics is one of the fastest business. To the politicians, the moment maybe House of Assembly, a member will just, the moment he's declared, you see banks running after him for loan he did not request. And the farmers who need this money, other investors that need this money to do, you don't get it. You have until you have a house in Abuja or maybe in Lagos, or in some of these things have to be addressed. Right. So why is the office so monetized? These are the questions we need to answer. So we appeal to all of us as Nigerians, including myself, to look at Nigeria first, to see how we can save this country from all of us. Everybody must come on board.
Thank you so much.
You're
it's
welcome.
a good place to leave it. Yusuf Dantalle is the new chairman of Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. I wish you all the very best.
Thank you
also
so much.
national
Thank
chairman
you
of
so much.
Allied People's Movement.